2 weeks ago, as this goes out, I released a video entitled The Drama Surrounding Helloleesh. Thank you so much for the response to that video. It means a lot. In fact, if it wasn't for the response on that video, this video wouldn't be being made. There were many comments on that video talking about other things she'd done that I didn't cover in my first video, as my first video was purely about the Edwin drama and a little bit more than that. Then I asked if people wanted a part 2 and you said yes, so this video is for you. Thank you for your input in that poll. One of the current search results when you look up Helloleesh is regarding a video called Unpacking Helloleesh's Ableist Twitter Tirade, which was uploaded roughly 2 months ago by Mones. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. I didn't address this in the initial video because I wanted to keep it to the point about Edwin and such, but as this video is part 2, I will explore more than the first video, and other people's experiences are part of that, to some extent. It's worth noting for context reasons that Erica is disabled. It's a really interesting video and perspective. I'll link it in the description below, as it's her perspective, it's her story and viewpoint to share, but I'll do my best to break it down so you're not totally out of the loop in regards to what the video is about, but at least roughly. Erica's video, as the title suggests, talks about some tweets that Leesh made. Erica goes on to talk about how Leesh made some tweets about Jimmy Snow and people she, Leesh, knows who have ASD, autism spectrum disorder. And as Erica says, although she doesn't say it explicitly, she seems to imply that because of his autism, him as in Jimmy, he acts like that, failing to mention that this isn't an accurate representation of how people with autism spectrum disorder act. I won't read them out, but here are some of the tweets for you. Erica made a similar second part to this video also, but that wasn't the end of it. She recently made a video about her experience with Helloleesh, appropriately titled My Experience with Helloleesh, Hive Mind, Mean Friends, Hypocrisy, and Why I'm Off Twitter. And while I will break down this video too, I don't feel comfortable doing so because as with the first video, it's her experience, but it's well worth a watch. But I will say just quickly, she mentions that the behaviour that Leesh showed towards her on Twitter was the reason she left Twitter, after being cursed out for no reason, as she says. Also, this video will be linked in the description, along with a whole bunch of things mentioned in this video, except for one part which you'll see later on in the video. I feel like I should include this here. This video, and neither did the first, include Gabbie Hanna. If I didn't mention this in the first video, there's a reason why I haven't dedicated a video or section to her Gabbie Hanna videos and coverage specifically. I don't know anything about Gabbie, or should I say the drama surrounding her. It's not a rabbit hole I've been down personally, and from what I've seen, it's not one I want to go down either. If I want to talk about Leesh's coverage of Gabbie, I would like to have a way to maybe counter some things she says, because as of writing this, I can't counter anything. I can't say anything because I don't know better in regards to the situation. There are other people who are more educated on the topic, and if you want to see them talk all about it and potentially challenge some of Leesh's content in regards to Gabbie, then there are videos for that, and I recommend that stuff. I'll try and find some and leave them in the description as well. This is also why I haven't dedicated a section to Cami, although that's a bit different. Information is quite limited outside of an hour-long video that Leesh made. Cami's Twitter is completely dormant and the video they did is private and hasn't been archived to my knowledge, so I can't say much about that, because I wasn't there. Not something I thought I would be mentioning, let alone making a section of the video about, but I was surprised to see a video titled, Did I Help to Cancel Creepshow Art? Which, if the logic she shared was her basis for the question and potentially the video, then I don't know what to say. Her basis, as she mentions early in her video, is that she got mentioned in Repzilla's video about Creepshow Art, and people were referencing her video in relation to Shannon at that point in time.
It wasn't until the past couple of days of looking into this, actually it was catching Repzilla's video on this and him mentioning my video, and then looking around the internet a little bit more as I was gathering information on what happened and realizing that people were mentioning my video a good bit. And when I say my video, I mean a video that I recently did that featured Creepshow pretty heavily. The idea that I might have had anything to do with this would have been a joke to me. But the more I looked into it, the more I'm wondering, did I have something to do with this?
To be fair to her, the video she put out was 2 weeks before Emily Artful's video came out and has nothing to do with anything that anyone else shared when things came out against Shannon. Although I will say, I haven't read through all the locale posts, so I can't be exactly sure that it wasn't mentioned there. There's no mention of Helloleesh in that thread by name, and only one of Gabbie. The criticism of Shannon from Leesh comes from her handling of a situation Leesh was involved in surrounding Gabbie Hanna. Surprise. Leesh went ahead and spoke about how Shannon conducted herself around that time and showed some of her not so pleasant tweets, although her Twitter was already deleted at that time, according to Leesh. Whether or not that was reason to claim that you helped lead or have a hand in the biggest percentage loss of a YouTuber in history is up for debate, but given the fact that you have no mention in the key documents surrounding it, I would say potentially not. Although the 100k plus views on the video may have contributed to a percentage of it, and also the mention from a larger creator could have gotten a lot more traffic after the fact, as the video that you were mentioned in was made after everything had come out. I can't find any record of how the views stood closer to when it was initially uploaded, so I can't say for sure, so that's just kind of speculation on my end. Now onto something a bit strange. This is one of the more, if not most disturbing things I've come across in the Helloleesh saga so far, and this involves a minor. I'm going to blur their face and username and be as vague as possible when making references to their interactions with Leesh. This section of the video was sent to me originally by Dr. Yoshi Yamamoto, which is the basis for this, so thank you to them for that. I doubt this will be in chronological order, but it takes place across multiple social media platforms, and this is not determined to be the full list of interactions or anything like that. This is just a portion, to my knowledge. Let me introduce you to this person, this 12-year-old. For the sake of the video, let's call them Minnie, as I'm not comfortable using their first and or last name despite them being publicly available on their social media pages. This started in 2020, early 2020 to be precise, prior to March in fact, which wasn't the first interaction, but it's one that I want to talk about. Also note that Minnie, as we'll call them, has under 100 subscribers on their channel, and this video that the comment is on has a little over 50 views as of recording this. Leesh commented and said, "Remember we talked in my comments a while ago? I came to love you. I talked about you in my video and my followers are so happy we talked. I saw your most recent video. Is there any way you can reach out to me on Insta or email? I'd love to chat and be there for you. I saw your latest vid. Also, you have an amazing singing voice. So impressed." There is an appearance by Minnie in the comment section of a Leesh video from prior to that, which may be what the reference to remember when we talked in my comment section was. Of course, this video was about Gabbie Hanna, and Minnie is a fan of Gabbie Hanna, as they state in their comments. After their initial comment, which I'm not going to show, they comment and say, "No, I fucking mean you. I love Gabbie Hanna." To which Leesh responded and said, "Obviously, aren't you young enough to be my child? Discussing language, even if you were an adult. Once you grow up, you'll be embarrassed because people who talk like that are desperately trying, and it's not cute." And then Leesh followed that up with, "I saw a couple of your videos. You're beautiful, you're smart, you're charismatic. Don't resort to talking like this. You're much better than that, I'm sure. You look like me when I was your age." Which they responded and said, "I'm sorry, I just love her. People I love, I can't hear people talk about her. I'm so sorry, can you please shout out my channel? To which Leesh said, I understand you love her, I do too actually. I watched her videos and podcasts and laughed so hard. I really hope things work out, that she can keep doing this for years. It may seem like I'm being mean, but I'm really not, I promise. When you grow up and get a full-time job, you have to hear constructive criticism to keep your job. I just want her to listen because I love her too. This person, Minnie, can even be found in the comment section of a video about Leesh where they say this: she is my friend, she's a very good friend, she has a YouTuber support group, and she has really inspired me to be nice and not lose my cool, so please stop. The person who made the video responded and said this video is not about her support group, which was made strange when Leesh commented back to Minnie and said this: I'm so proud of you, sweet one. You conducted yourself with grace in the face of someone who made you angry, which shows growth. And that is what my channel is about. And then they responded to the person who made the video and said, she is not annoying. She just criticizes people to try to get them to be better. So I'm sorry you don't have a good damn taste in good YouTubers. I have one sentence to you. Go to hell. There's almost definitely more communication on YouTube in the comment section of videos, but these were 3 that caught my eye that I felt were a bit strange that Dr. Yoshi sent to me. And I have found the conversations myself during my search and confirmed the contents of the screenshots that Dr. Yoshi sent are in fact real. But this is not just a YouTube comment section thing, it goes beyond that. There's a bunch of interactions on Twitter, although they are just largely Leesh liking their tweets, like how Minnie would be sad if she moved because she'd be further away from them. There was another instance where Leesh says that they shouldn't see that language because there were swear words made by Leesh in the tweet that they responded to. Another one of the very few interactions kind of relates to the first interaction they seem to have had. Minnie decided to compliment her response to a comment which Leesh responded to and quote tweeted, and that's a very quick summary of their interactions on Twitter. Minnie also did have another Twitter account, but that doesn't have any posts with Leesh. The last part of this section I want to talk about is Facebook, and when I was informed about this, boy did I think it was just a fan page for a YouTube channel, but no, it's her personal account. Then I thought this might be a positive sign, maybe they're related, but no. In a comment that Leesh made on a photo of Minnie's mum, she said, "It's no wonder why God blessed you with the children you have. In a year and a half I've known them, I've come to appreciate their unique personalities, creativities, struggles, and their big hearts." It's also worth noting that Leesh is a early childhood educator, I believe. That confirms that they aren't related, but are almost certainly Facebook friends. Leesh does also seem to imply that she's in contact with, to some degree, Minnie's mother, but also potentially Minnie's siblings. Their earliest interaction on Facebook seems to be from July 2020. Looking at the available public posts and Leesh's interactions, there aren't too many interactions, but it just gives off weird vibes. Adding someone who is potentially not even old enough for a Facebook account to your personal Facebook, and getting close enough to them that they'd be sad if you move further away from them, and saying love you to them in their comments is just a bit strange. Even if it's all innocent, it's very weird behaviour, and outside of this, the first instance that I showed you where Leesh commented on video implies that they may have had contact in emails or on Instagram. And outside of this, they could have been in her Discord and maybe even her Patreon potentially. I doubt that what I have covered here in this section is all of it, but to me at least, I thought it was worth covering. Remember that I'm not accusing Leesh of anything, that's not the point of this section. It's just a bit strange if you ask me. I will say that there was a small creator who made a comment about addiction towards Leesh in 2020. Who has struggled with addiction themselves that led to them being harassed for months by Leesh and fans, which I've seen receipts of and are still online mainly. There was going to be a dedicated section on that series of events, but it's too complex to go into without them potentially facing backlash once again, which I don't want to happen. I spoke to them and concluded that it would be best not to mention them by name for their own safety. I do have receipts for some of it that they sent me which I can back up, although Leesh is known for deleting things, so not all of it exists, unfortunately. I know I haven't covered everything that I could have in this video, not even gone fully into detail of what I have covered. I know that there's things that people sent me and even commented on my first part that I haven't spoken about or addressed, and I really don't plan on making a third part. I appreciate your comments and your input, but if it wasn't included, I either forgot to include it or I looked into it and couldn't find anything conclusive or enough that would constitute me dedicating a full section to the story or behaviour. There's bits and pieces I've seen or been told that could very well fit into their own section of miscellaneous behaviour, but I don't feel confident enough in making a section like that in this video. But maybe this will be a stepping stone for you as a viewer to look further, and maybe a stepping stone for other creators too. Thanks for watching this video. This has been part 2, but my third video about Helloleesh. Hopefully you found it interesting, and shall see you soon for more content. Have a nice day and peace.